What if I told you that everything you've been taught about life, success, and happiness is wrong? That the very beliefs you've held onto, the ones that make you feel safe, secure, and in control, are actually holding you back. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to hear will challenge everything you think you know. You've been sold a lie, that time is on your side, that comfort is your friend, and that talent will carry you to success. But here's the uncomfortable truth: your time is running out faster than you think. Your comfort zone is a silent killer, and talent, it's just a tiny piece of the puzzle. The real game changer? Discipline. It's not what you were born with, but what you do every single day that defines your success. Now, you might be wondering, if failure is so terrifying, why do the most successful people in the world seem to embrace it? It's because they know something you don't: failure isn't the end. It's the quickest route to real growth, to fast-tracking your success. The sooner you learn this, the sooner you'll start seeing the rewards. But let's get one thing straight: happiness isn't something you find at the end of the journey. It's not waiting for you in a bigger house, a better job, or someone else's approval. Happiness is something you create every single day, through the choices you make and the actions you take. And speaking of approval, do you really think the opinions of others define you? They don't. The only opinion that truly matters is your own, and the moment you grasp this, you'll unlock a freedom you've never known before. So, why does any of this matter? Because you are the author of your own story. No one else is coming to save you, to fix your life, or to make your dreams come true. You hold the pen, and it's time to start writing the life you've always wanted. This is your wake-up call. Everything you need to live a powerful, fulfilling life is within you right now. All you have to do is reach out and take it. Ready to dive in? This isn't just another motivational speech. This is the blueprint to transform your life, starting today. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you won't just feel inspired, you'll be ready to take action. We've been lied to. Since childhood, we're told that there's always tomorrow, that time is abundant, that it's okay to put off until tomorrow what can be done today. But here's the reality: time is the most finite resource you have. It's not money, not talent, not even health. Time is what you're losing with every second that passes. Every minute you spend procrastinating is a minute you'll never get back. And here's the truth that might sting: you're not guaranteed a long life. No one is. The notion that we can always do it later is the greatest illusion of modern life. The truth: later might never come. You must act now, seize every moment like it's the last one you'll ever have. The faster you internalize this reality, the sooner you'll start living a life that's not just meaningful, but full of urgency and purpose. How many dreams have you shelved, thinking there would be more time? How many tomorrows have passed you by while you waited for the perfect moment? The cold, hard truth is that perfection is a myth and waiting is a trap. The only thing you truly have is now, and the clock is ticking. We all seek comfort, it's human nature. A cozy home, a stable job, familiar routines, they make us feel safe, protected from the unpredictable. But here's a truth that will shake your foundation: comfort is the enemy of growth. The more you stay in your comfort zone, the more you stagnate. Your comfort zone is not a safe haven, it's a trap that keeps you from reaching your true potential. Think about it. Every major achievement in human history came from stepping into the unknown. It wasn't comfortable, it was terrifying. But that's where greatness is born, not in the easy, predictable moments, but in the trials, in the challenges that force you to grow, to adapt, to become more than you were yesterday. Here's the harsh reality: staying comfortable leads to a life of mediocrity. You might feel safe, but you'll never feel fulfilled. The most successful people didn't get there by playing it safe. They got there by taking risks, by embracing discomfort, by pushing themselves beyond what they thought possible. Every time you avoid discomfort, you're choosing to remain stagnant. You're choosing to live a life far below your potential. The irony is that what feels safe now will ultimately lead to regret. Because when you reach the end of your life, you won't look back fondly on the moments you stayed comfortable. You'll regret the opportunities you didn't take, the risks you didn't embrace, the growth you stifled in favor of staying safe. Break free from the illusion that comfort is the ultimate goal. Seek discomfort, because that's where you'll find your true self. Push beyond the boundaries of what you think you can do, and you'll discover that you're capable of so much more than you ever imagined. Here's a reality that might surprise you: talent is overrated. The world is full of incredibly talented people who never achieve greatness. Why? Because talent alone is not enough. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't just raw ability, it's discipline. We love to celebrate prodigies, to marvel at natural-born geniuses. But let me ask you this, how many of those geniuses do you see at the top? The truth is, talent gives you a head start, but discipline gets you across the finish line. It's the ability to keep going when the excitement fades, when the work gets hard, when nobody is watching or applauding. Discipline is waking up every day and doing what needs to be done, not just what you feel like doing. It's about creating habits that align with your goals, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Talent might open the door, but discipline is what keeps it open, what moves you forward step by step, day after day. Consider this, how many times have you seen someone less talented succeed simply because they outworked everyone else? Because they showed up, consistently, day in and day out, refusing to give up? That's the power of discipline. It's not glamorous, it's not exciting, but it's the bedrock of all true success. Here's the catch, discipline is hard. It requires sacrifice, persistence, and a willingness to push through when others would give up. But here's the counterintuitive truth, if you want to succeed, you don't need to be the most talented person in the room. You just need to be the most disciplined. So, stop waiting for inspiration to strike or for your natural abilities to carry you through. Start cultivating discipline in every area of your life. It's not easy, but it's the path to real, lasting success, success that's within your reach if you're willing to do the work. Failure. The word alone can make your heart race, your palms sweat. We're conditioned to fear it, to avoid it at all costs. But here's a reality that can transform your life. Failure is not the enemy, it's a necessary step on the path to success. The quicker you embrace this truth, the faster you'll see results. Think about it, every success story is riddled with failures. From business tycoons to sports legends, they all have one thing in common, they failed, often spectacularly, before they achieved greatness. But here's what separates them from the rest, they didn't let failure define them. They used it, learned from it, and became stronger because of it. Failure is feedback. It's the world telling you that something needs to change. It's an opportunity to adapt, to grow, to refine your approach. The sooner you stop fearing failure and start seeing it as a stepping stone, the sooner you'll start making progress. Every time you fail, you're one step closer to success because you've learned something invaluable. Here's the kicker, those who fear failure the most are often the ones who fail to take the necessary risks. They stay in their safe bubble, never venturing out, never pushing the limits. But in doing so, they miss out on the rewards that only come from stepping into the unknown, from daring to fail. The reality is that failure offers a rapid path to growth. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, to rethink your strategies, and to become more resilient. And when you adopt this mindset, something amazing happens, failure loses its sting. It becomes a tool, a catalyst for faster learning, quicker adjustments, and ultimately, faster success. So, don't be afraid to fail. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to catapult yourself forward. The faster you fail, the faster you learn, and the quicker you'll achieve the success you're striving for. We've all heard it before, the pursuit of happiness. It's ingrained in our culture, woven into the fabric of our dreams. But here's a reality that might surprise you, happiness is not something you find at the end of a long journey. It's not a destination you arrive at once you've checked all the boxes, achieved all the goals, or acquired all the possessions you think will make you happy. Happiness is a byproduct of how you live your life. Let's dig deeper. How many times have you said to yourself, I'll be happy when? Maybe it's when you get that promotion, when you buy your dream house, when you find the perfect partner. But what happens when you reach that milestone? Sure, you might feel a burst of joy, but it's fleeting. Soon enough, you find yourself setting the next goal, chasing the next thing, always believing that happiness is just around the corner. The truth is, this mindset traps you in a never-ending cycle of striving, achieving, and yet never truly arriving at happiness. Why? Because happiness doesn't come from external achievements, it comes from within. It's the result of living a life aligned with your values, of finding purpose in what you do, of nurturing relationships that matter, and of embracing the present moment. Here's something to pique your curiosity. Studies show that people who focus on the process, on the day-to-day actions and habits that bring them closer to their goals, are far happier than those who focus solely on the outcome. Why? Because they're not waiting for happiness to arrive, they're creating it as they go along. This doesn't mean you should abandon your goals or stop striving for better things. It means shifting your perspective. Instead of viewing happiness as a future reward, see it as something you cultivate daily, through gratitude, meaningful connections, and purposeful living. The reality is that happiness isn't something you find, it's something you create. And the moment you start living your life with this understanding, you'll discover that happiness was never as elusive as you once thought. It was right there, within you, all along. In today's hyper-connected world, where social media magnifies every voice and every opinion, it's almost impossible not to be influenced by what others think of you. But here's a reality that you need to internalize if you want to live a life that's truly yours. The opinions of others do not define you. They do not dictate your worth, your capabilities, or your future. They are not your reality. Consider how much time and energy you've spent worrying about what others think. How often have you held back from doing something you genuinely wanted to do, because you feared judgment or rejection? This is the trap of seeking external validation. It's like trying to fill a bottomless pit. No matter how much approval you gather, it's never enough. You're left chasing a mirage, always believing that the next compliment, the next like, the next nod of approval will finally make you feel worthy. But it never does. Let's break it down. Other people's opinions are just that, opinions. They're shaped by their own experiences, biases, and insecurities. When someone criticizes you, doubts your dreams, or underestimates your potential, it's often more about their limitations than about your reality. They see the world through their lens, not yours. They project their fears, their failures, and their insecurities onto you, but that doesn't mean you have to accept them. Here's a hard truth: if you let the opinions of others control your actions, you are handing over the reins of your life. You're allowing others to dictate what you should do, who you should be, and how you should live. This is a surefire way to end up living someone else's version of your life, not your own. And the worst part? Even if you manage to meet their expectations, you'll still feel unfulfilled, because you'll know deep down that you're not being true to yourself. The reality is that you will never be able to please everyone. No matter what you do, there will always be someone who disagrees, who judges, who thinks you're making a mistake. So why waste your energy trying to win them over? Instead, focus on what you want, what you believe in, and what makes you happy. When you start living according to your own values and goals, the opinions of others lose their power. They become background noise, insignificant in the grand scheme of your life. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Are they the ones who play it safe, who conform to societal expectations, who live in fear of judgment? No, they are the ones who dare to be different, who follow their own path, who live with authenticity and courage. They understand that the opinions of others are just that, opinions, not truths. They don't let the fears and insecurities of others dictate their lives, and neither should you. It's not easy to break free from the need for approval. It takes courage to stand firm in who you are, to pursue your dreams even when others don't understand. But the rewards are immense. When you stop caring about what others think, you gain the freedom to live a life that's truly yours, a life that's rich with meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. So, the next time you find yourself worrying about what someone might think, ask yourself, is their opinion worth sacrificing my happiness? Is it worth holding back on my dreams? The answer is clear. Live your truth, follow your own path, and let the opinions of others fade into the background. Because at the end of the day, the only opinion that truly matters is your own. Here's a reality that will challenge everything you've been taught about life. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to write your story for you, fix your problems, or create the life you dream of. You are the author of your own story, and it's time to take control of the narrative. We're often led to believe that life happens to us, that we're at the mercy of circumstances, other people's decisions, or even fate. But here's the uncomfortable truth: your life is a reflection of the choices you make every single day. The direction of your story is determined by you and you alone. Waiting for someone else to change your life is like waiting for a bus in a desert. It's not coming. This idea might sound harsh, but it's incredibly empowering. If you're the author, then you hold the pen. You have the power to change the plot, to rewrite the chapters that don't serve you, and to create an ending that's truly yours. No matter where you are right now, no matter what your past looks like, you can start a new chapter today. Here's the catch: being the author of your own story requires responsibility. It means owning your choices, your actions, and your outcomes. It's easy to blame others for our problems, to say that we didn't have the right opportunities, the right support, or the right timing. But when you shift from blaming to owning, everything changes. You realize that you have the power to make different choices, to take different actions, to steer your life in a new direction. Think about the most successful people in the world. They didn't wait for someone else to give them permission to succeed. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or for all the stars to align. They took action, often in the face of doubt, criticism, and uncertainty. They wrote their own stories, and they kept writing even when the plot took unexpected twists and turns. Now, this isn't to say that life is easy or that you can control everything that happens to you. There will be challenges, setbacks, and things beyond your control. But you can always control how you respond. You can choose to be a victim of your circumstances, or you can choose to be the hero of your story. The difference is in how you see yourself, as a passive participant or as the active creator of your life. So, stop waiting for someone to give you permission to live the life you want. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect plan. Start writing your story now. Take bold actions, make courageous decisions, and be willing to rewrite the parts that don't serve you. Here's the reality: your life is your story, and no one can write it but you. The sooner you embrace this truth, the sooner you'll start living a life that's not just successful, but meaningful. You have the power, the pen, and the potential to create something extraordinary. Don't let anyone else dictate the story of your life. It's yours to write.